Hey guys, welcome. Day 4, or 34. I wish it was day 4. Day 34 of Leap to Lead. Today we're going to talk a little bit about recruiting, and I don't really love that word. I like to hear sponsoring better or mentors, because recruiting just sounds so cold and it just doesn't sound like very much fun. But some of you may have not found your first team member, and that's okay. And some of you are already on your second, even third team members, and that's awesome. But let's talk about some ideas for recruiting. First of all, use recruiting stickers on everything. I actually have some down here. I should have thought about that before. Somewhere. I'm looking. Sorry, guys. I used to have, I don't anymore, because I have like this entire book full of stickers. So I used to have a subscription to thebooster.com, and they're great. It's really inexpensive. You can also get recruiting stickers at like Vistaprint. But I use these, and this says like, need extra cash for Christmas. This is perfect right now because we only have 3 more paychecks now before Christmas. We've got our October, November, and December paycheck. That's it. And then there's another one here. It says, have you ever asked me or have you ever thought about doing what I'm doing? And I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff. There's ask me how to earn an extra $1,000 a week. If you want a fun job, ask me. Have fun making money, ask me how. What would an extra $1,000 do? Wanted someone with enthusiasm, energy, and who desires to earn, ask me. Anyway, you can get these. You can make your own. You can find, I'm sure you can find them everywhere, recruiting stickers. You can even go to Vistaprint.com and get a stamp that has like join $99 or something fun and catchy like that. There's a lot of things that you can do, but the key word is doing it, and just get out there and do it. Because the more often that people are seeing the idea of joining your team, they may not want to join it the first time. They may not want to join it the second time. But the more they see the idea of joining, it might start to sound like a good idea to them, especially as Christmas gets a little closer and they're like, oh my gosh, and maybe they didn't think about joining too much before Christmas, but you could also help them to be able to pay for their Christmas even after they've joined, like in December or January. So anyway, so that's thebooster.com. It's www.thebooster.com. That's where I get mine. Mary Christensen, we've talked a lot about her book, but she also has another book called How to Be a Recruiting Superstar, and she has some awesome, wonderful ideas in there. And the main thing that she says is don't overthink it. And I think that's what some of us do. And I can speak for some of you because I know that you guys, when I'm talking to you, it's sounding to me like you're overthinking it. Smile. Smile when you're talking to people. Smile when you're making videos. Even if it doesn't come natural at first, just do it. Because I used to work for a company called Gail Darling. It was a temporary agency when I was younger. And I worked as like a receptionist there in their office. And one of our trainings was you always had to smile when you answered the phone. And I thought it was the silliest thing. I'm like, we're answering the phone. How, who's going to see us smiling? My aunt always makes fun of me still. She's like, I didn't hear your Gail Darling smile. But it is true. When you're smiling on the other end of the phone, or you're smiling as you're typing out a Facebook message, it brings joy, and that joy comes out. It may not necessarily in a Facebook message, but it may keep you more positive. So smile. It's really important. Smile when you're talking to people. We were just talking today. I had lunch with my husband, and we were just talking about, it was yesterday. I'm so confused in my days. Anyway, we were talking about how our priest always smiles. And it makes a huge difference when he's delivering his homily or his sermon. You can just see that you can experience it better because he's smiling, and that for us it makes a really big difference. And sometimes he'll be just sitting up there and he'll catch your eye and he'll smile right at you, and it's so genuine, and it's so nice. It's a breath of fresh air. So smile. The more people you meet, the more people you will sponsor. There are no shortcuts. There really is. You've got to talk to people. You got to meet people. You got to smile at people. You got to get in front of their face. Talking to people is the only way to generate business. So if you're not sponsoring people or getting new team members, you're not talking to enough people, bottom line. And we can make excuses. I'm right there with you. And we can talk about all the reasons why we can't get out of the house and talk to people. You know what? I'm busy. I school my kids, but I make a point to get out of the house. It's good for us. It's good for them. And talk to people. So let me tell you something. There's people that are blind and they sell Scentsy and they recruit. There are superstar directors that are bound to a wheelchair and they're very successful. Blind people that have other people, they place orders for them because they can't see the catalog. They've never seen the computers or the warmers. So before we start talking about excuses why you and I cannot get out of the house, let's think about what really is the reason that we can't get out of the house. Is it something that's debilitating? Well, maybe then we go out with our husband or we go out with a friend. Maybe then we just have to learn how to use Facebook. But really, there is so many ways for us to overcome our boundaries and overcome those obstacles that may get in our way. But in order to be successful, we have to get it done. It's the only way to do it. Mary Christensen also says that your next recruit will have both a chance to see you in action and the benefit of a live demonstration on how the business works. So when you work your business, then your recruits actually get to see what it takes. Be natural. They can see you in your natural habitat, habitat. Does that even sound? That's funny. But they get to see you working your business and they can see like, hey, I think I can do that, or that doesn't seem like that's that difficult. I know I can do this too. And you have to give them that courage and that reassurance that they could actually do it. And give equal time to sponsoring as to any other activity that you do in your business. Many people get so focused on their sales, and that's great, but you don't forget to spend time on the recruiting. So for example, if you spend an hour generating sales, like booking parties or at a party, then you need to spend an hour on working to build your team. And because recruiting and selling, they go hand in hand. Create sparks. So something triggers inside people in order to have them join Scentsy. You need to make sure that you have to make sure that you are inspired first and you have the passion and it's showing through you. You have to stay passionate. You have to get on motivational calls. You've got to read motivational books. You've got to do whatever it is that keeps that passion alive in you so that it's easier and more natural that the passion comes out. We can't fake passion, guys. We cannot create a spark that's not there. But each and every one of you, I know for a fact, I've seen it in you. You all have sparks and you all have that passion. So you have to keep it ignited because there's going to be hard days. I've had a few hard days and recently, and you know what? I want to give up. I want to go to my bed. I want to do nothing. And I can't because I've got people that rely on me. I've got a family to take care of, and I've got this passion burning inside of me to be successful in my business. That right there, it makes me wake up. And here I have, I don't know if I want to take it down because it's like taped up, but I have written down my goals of my long-term goal, my short-term goal, how much money is needed, what my PRV goal is every month, what my recruiting goal is every month, how many parties I'm going to have every month to meet those goals, what kind of training I'm going to do, and what kind of leads that I have. And then I know I shared that my other thing with you about my little paper that I just scribbled on, and it says I'll be successful at my Scentsy business because, and I went on. And I have that looking up at me on my desk every day, and I'm sitting at my desk often as I school the kids and as I'm working my business. So that is a constant reminder as when I'm having a bad day, I can't give up because I've got these goals, and those goals mean so much to me that I have to make it work. So also when you're talking to new team members, find out like whatever drives us may not be what's going to drive them. So figure out what it is that their need is, and then figure out how Scentsy is going to be able to fit into that need. And we're never going to do that if we're continuing to talk. We have to stop talking sometimes, and we just have to listen. Ask questions to get people to tell you. Like you could say, so what would you do with an extra $300 a month? And then you listen. And then you tell them how Scentsy could help them fill that gap that they need to pay for dance or skate or to quit their job or whatever it may be. Now we don't want to tell people, oh, you can stop your working. And, obviously everybody has to take baby steps, including you and I. And it's not that easy to just jump full force and expect to have a full-time income into day one or even month one. Go after successful people. So who is the most successful teen mom that you know? And maybe you know somebody that's working their business successfully at their real job. You might want to talk to them. Who's the most successful Facebook person that you see always constantly on Facebook and, maybe witty, maybe just posting a lot of information, good information. Let them see how Scentsy can benefit their life. Next, don't spill all the beans. You have to just stop and listen. You don't want to, like I talked before, have diarrhea of the mouth or vomit of the mouth, or I forget how I worded it, but you need to stop and listen. The easiest way to stop is to ask a question, because then that generates an answer coming up, right? So, for example, what would an extra $300 a month do for you? You're not going to keep talking. You have to stop. Let them answer, listen to what they're saying, and then think about how Scentsy can fit into their life. Make it easy for people to join. Make sure that they understand why they're going to join. They told you that they needed $300 a month could help them to put groceries on their table. That's a huge reason. That's a huge reason to get somebody to join, because you can help them be successful. And how exciting is that going to be when they reach that goal and so much more? And you could say, I had a part in that. I'm so blessed that I was able to help them realize that they're worth it and realize that they can get extra money or whatever it is that they needed to be able to pay for in their family. Let me see where I'm at. What is it that would be best to the best advantage for them to join? So it just goes back again to the listening. Make sure you put your website on everything, because you don't want somebody to be like, well, I want to join and just don't know how to join. We don't want that ever. Make sure you're putting your website on everything. And tell them about yourself. You know what, to be honest with you, this business, the product, I hate to say that it sells itself. It does, but you still have to get in front of people, right? And the same thing, the opportunity, it kind of sells itself because it's really easy. It's not a whole lot to stay active in the company. But I feel like if it comes between, oh, well, yeah, my sister-in-law's best friend is a Scentsy consultant. Well, why would they want to join with me versus them? So you've got to sell yourself. You've got to talk about yourself. You've got to talk about your passion. You've got to talk about why you're doing this business, how Scentsy has blessed you in your journey, and just kind of, again, promote you. Identify the best prospects in advance. That's another one. It's about matchmaking, and it really, really is. It's about finding those that are perfect. We don't just want any Joe Schmo off the street to join. Some people are better off just being customers, because it is truly a business, and we want those that are perfect for that business. Hostesses already have a list ready because they get people to their parties. Ding, 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 that's perfect, because they're already kind of doing what we're doing, right? Basket party hostesses are amazing, because not only are they getting the guest list because they're selling to that people that they encounter every day, but they're also selling the products. They're talking about the products. They're selling our products. It's a natural for them to want to join our team. Nurses see people every day, and that's great for Scentsy business. Teachers, they're also great because they can't have flamed candles in their classroom, and they also see other teachers every day. Make them an offer that they can't refuse. Let them know, like, stuff that's going on. Like, well, last month we had the shooting star kit. This month, whatever the case may be, if we have a joint incentive, they haven't quite fully announced it yet. But like, make sure that you're telling people about this. They don't already just automatically know. And just because you're posting it on your Facebook doesn't mean that they know that specials going on. Some people miss your Facebook post. Not everybody sees your post. So it's important that those that you have on your radar that you want to talk to about the business, make sure that you're calling them or private messaging them or whatever. Also, like right now, we've got our incentive trip going on. That's another thing that might strike their fancy, that they can go to Reunion or Punta Cana or even an African safari. I mean, it is not far-fetched, guys. So make sure you're telling people about this. Genuine compliments create goodwill. That's another one of Mary's ideas. So I would love to work with you. You could say something like, you're exactly who I've been looking for to join my Scentsy team. Or, we're a fun team and you would fit in perfectly. You'd be such a pleasure to work with and are always so cheerful and upbeat. I like you. Did you know that you have been one of my best customers for the last few months? You would make an amazing consultant and this would be so easy for you. Or, your party was my best party this month. I'd love to have you on my Scentsy team. When you're generous and you're honest with your compliments and you're genuine, it makes a big difference. You can't just say it without meaning it, but it can become natural. You know, if a hostess is there at a party, I'm sure you've had this happen to you, and they're selling your products and they're talking about how amazing the laundry product would be, that's stuff that you need to be listening for, because honestly, they may not think that they might be good for Scentsy. They're already doing your job. So if you genuinely tell them, like, you are selling this product, you're not even thinking about it. That makes a perfect consultant, is that you're just naturally talking about it. And then they may say no, but keep complimenting them throughout time, and eventually they may see that indeed they do love the product so much that they might want to sell it. And lastly is never fear rejection. This is the big one, guys. It is huge, and I've been posting a lot about fear because it's huge. If you saw me getting into my purse and I got a piece of gum out and I didn't offer you a piece, would that offend you? Because it might offend me, especially if you're my friend or we're just sitting here in the same, you know, it's just common courtesy, really, right? So don't overthink the sponsoring part. Just offer it. It's like a piece of gum. Do you get upset if you offer somebody a piece of gum and they say, no, thank you, I don't want it? Absolutely not. You were just offering it to be nice. You were offering it maybe because they needed it. I don't know. But whatever the case may be, you were offering them the gum. Nobody got hurt in the process of, nobody got their feelings hurt because they didn't want your gum. You didn't get, you know, oh, they don't like my gum and I'm not ever going to ask anybody else if they don't want gum. That's not the case. So it's exact same thing with sponsoring. It really is. I know it sounds hard. It's not. It is truly that easy. It's just like offering somebody a piece of gum. If it's their time, perfect. If it's not their time, you can offer it again on another day, because just because somebody says no now doesn't necessarily mean they will never want to join your team. So keep offering the sponsoring. I'm sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. Don't give up and don't fear rejection, because if they say no, no sweat off your back. The more people you talk to, the better chance you are of having somebody join your team. If you're talking to only one person a week, that's what, 3-4 people in a month, you're not going to get very far with your sponsoring. You need to talk to a lot of people. Every time you leave your house, make it a goal of yours to talk about the opportunity. Truly. Bring Scentsy with you everywhere you go. Scentsy is you. You and Scentsy are one. It works that way. It's easy to take it alongside. You just have to get used to it. So hope this helped, and I hope that you guys are not fearful of sponsoring, and I look forward to watching you guys grow your teams even more. So I hope you have a wonderful day, have a wonderful long weekend, and we'll chat with you guys tomorrow.